No, I mean for patients, right?
Yeah. Okay.
My name's Jason. That's Billy, but you can call us whatever you want.
Good morning.
Are we have we started? Is this it?
We started.
How can we help? What do you want to know? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just you know. I would only say raise your hands to keep the so we're not all talking over each other. But I don't have my glasses on. Yeah. Good. Yes. Do I need to repeat my questions like a good interviewee? Yeah, I would say one of the immediate benefits of this year's being virtual is the fact that we could get people to, they're flying in from everywhere and anywhere. I mean, that's the beauty of the world that we live in, technology-wise. So, perennial asks have been Blake Shelton and Foo Fighters, for example, and it's always just been a matter of scheduling. And so now with COVID, everybody's at home. The venues like this aren't being used, which is heartbreaking enough as it is. And that's why it felt important for me to be here. But we didn't need Dave and company or Blake to do it. And so they've always wanted to. People always want to, but it's just like, let me see if I can make that happen, because it's a big ask. It's like asking your mailman to go on a walk on his day off. And yeah, everybody was like, yeah, no problem. And it's also, a fun thing to outside of even our own thing is to realize that is going on even outside of charitable endeavors too. Like in speaking with Dave Grohl, him being like, there's going to be exciting stuff coming out of this because people are collaborating. Because artists got to art. They got to do it. They don't just do it for the clapping and for the free sneakers. They do it because it's who they are. And so we're definitely drafting on that on their desire to do stuff and to be willing to help people that they don't know.
How has Steps of Faith been handling the pandemic? We've been doing all right. I like to remind people all the time that a nonprofit is very much a business, just like any other business. But unlike for-profit businesses, we have a lot of bizarre expectations and weird hoops we have to jump through. And there's very much two sides to the business. So there's the what we do side of what we do, which is getting, prosthetic limbs to uninsured amputees. And that's been trucking right along. And then there's very much the raising money side, which is separate but essential. And so, as you might imagine, the raising money side hasn't been as hot as we'd hoped this year. I think, so many people I've talked to that 2020 was like, this was the year for their business, right? And then obviously things took a nosedive in ways that we all would have never expected. But I will say, we're really lucky that we have a small but mighty amount of monthly donors. And every year, it's, and even this year, money has shown up that we didn't expect. There was a lot of money that we did expect that didn't show up, but money has come from other places. And even before we started planning this version of Thundergong, but we've been trucking right along helping people. Unfortunately, 500 people lose a limb every day just in America, and so the need for what we do hasn't slowed down. And as Steps of Faith becomes more known in the amputee community, or as this higher up in the Google searches, the applications keep flying in. So we are very much on track to hit our patient goal of how many patients we'd like to help. And by on track, I mean we wanted to help. Last year we had a goal to help 100 amputees, and we helped 133. And this year we've had a goal to help 150 amputees, and as of yesterday we hit that goal. So, but there's a stack this high on Marcy's desk in our office, and so we're not going to stop at 150. And doing Thundergong in this way and raising money is because the need for what we do is not going away. So we can't stop helping these people that have lost limbs and have no hope and have no health insurance and no other way to get back to work and back to their mobility. So all things considered, we're doing all right. And we hope to do more than all right tomorrow night. Yeah, the event is free. So typically with Thundergong, we go first privately and a little bit publicly to sponsors, people that are going to give fairly large amounts of money as a family or a business, and that usually sells out pretty quick up there in the balcony here in this room. And then we're out of sponsors, but we're like, you can still give us $10,000 if you would like. And then we have the ticket sales of all the other people. Thundergong, we've always said it's not the traditional fundraiser where the people who've given the most money get to be up front. Jason and I said early on, he was like, I want elbows on the stage. Like the concerts we went to when we were kids. You race to get to the front so that you could have Henry Rollins sweat on you.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. That happened to me at Memorial Hall. I don't know about you guys, but so we don't have the ticket sales because Thundergong tomorrow is free. But thank God we have a nice amount of sponsors, and we're talking to you, beautiful folks, because we want people to know about this. We're doing press and getting all of these. I mean, it's the biggest artists in the world are on this. I say that. Like, no, that's not a sales pitch. It's literally true. It's like crazy. Jason, let me just stop for a second. Jason was able to tell Dave this, but he and I grew up together, and we're best buds and brothers. And, we drove to St. Louis. We drove out of town to see concerts. And one of those concerts we did it a few years ago. We flew to see the amazing Stevie Wonder in Las Vegas a few years ago. But in 1997, we drove to St. Louis with our buddy Corey Rittmaster to see Foo Fighters in St. Louis. And it was one of the, top 5 concerts of our whole lives. So the fact that, Jason's career dreams continue to unfold, has allowed him to become friends with our heroes. And so the fact that we have Foo Fighters on the bill for tomorrow night is like unbelievable. It's my favorite band. I saw this band, last Foo Fighters story. You're here to talk to us, right?
Someone handed us these. We're going to use them.
1995, I was a senior in high school. It was the year this was like probably a month before I met you. I saw Foo Fighters as the opening band at the Bottleneck in the spring of 1995 on their very first tour ever. And I got to tell their manager that on the phone the other day when he said, hey, it's so-and-so, how's your day going? And I said, well, let me tell you a story. And then I just told him that story. I said, so my day's going all right. How about you? So all this to say, we're hoping that all of these artists on the bill, to answer your question, are going to attract a lot of eyes. And what we're asking of those eyes, that you communicate with that brain. We know you're going to be entertained, and we feel that you're also going to be moved because your dollars put limbs on people and get them back to work and back to living a thriving life and not feeling like a handicapped person. I don't feel like a handicapped person because I've got the right tools. So we hope that people will, when they see this press conference, when they see this press we're doing, and when they're watching this thing, that they know this is legit. I want to give my money to this. If it's $1 or $1 million or more.
We'll take more than $1 million.
We'll take more than $1 million.
Yeah, we're not snobby that way.
Yeah, that's what we want.
That's right. Yeah, Summer Breeze is our perennial house band. It's a band that Billy and his wife Allie, do shows all the time. Obviously, it's slowed down considerably over these last few months. But incredible local musicians. One of my favorite moments of the Thundergong experience was when my buddy Fred Armisen, who we know first and foremost as a very funny, talented guy, is also an incredible musician with incredible taste. The first time, after he did his first, what was it, Kink song? I forget.
I don't even
I can't remember what
It's a
tune it
Clash
was.
song.
But a Clash song, yeah. At this church that we in Kansas City, Overland Park, that we usually rehearse in. Right after he did the first, run through, he like looked around the band and he was like, "Oh, you guys are legit." I'm like, "Yeah, man. I don't truck with trash. Like." Like, yeah, Kansas City's got chops. Like, what you gonna do about it? And he's just every year, he's come back even when I'm not here, to hang out with Billy and
This happened.
yeah, to learn more about the science and the all the amazing work going on technologically with prostheses. Am I saying that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
How about that? Yeah. So then, blah blah blah. So that's Fred. But as far as what's going on here, it's me hosting it from here. Almost a la the way Jimmy Kimmel was at the the arena, the Staples Center, to host the Emmys this year. It would feel odd for this to be our thing and for us to not be within eyesight of each other. 6 feet, although we're violating that now, but it's a meter. We're a meter away. That was important. That felt of the form itself, and then we would be able to just bring in folks. So we'll be doing a couple songs here, but mostly hosting and tossing it to the bands here, and that's the bulk of, at least I know what I'll be doing. You know more.
Yeah, we will have Kansas City's own, but I mean, truthfully known around the world, Madison Ward will be also here from the Uptown. So Jason, Summer Breeze Band, Madison Ward, that's all who's going to be shooting our stuff, streaming from here on this stage.
Yep.
Everybody else is from all around the world.
I mean, we've asked, chicken or the egg. Like, do you become great because of people clapping for you, or are you great and then people clap for you? So pros know how to bring it regardless. Everything that we do with this show from the get-go, even down to where how the seating was going to be, is intentional. Intention, as long as we know what we're doing and why we're doing it, and even if we don't know who it will actually end up benefiting, we still know why we're doing it. And we ask people who have that already in them to do it. It doesn't matter if any of these big time acts are in Nashville or Kansas or Little Rock or whatever. How y'all feeling tonight? Because a lot of them feel real good because they get to do what they love and they get to share it with people, and that's a reflection. So I spoke to Dave. I told him what this was. I told him what it was about. I asked for a very specific song. And he knows why I asked for that song. I explained it to him, so he knows the intention. And I know that those dudes are going to bring that intention with every snare hit, with every strum of the guitar, with every crushed vocal. And Dave's just one example. That'll Winona Judd's going to bring it because she's a pro, and because they know what this is about. And so the energy is not the problem. It's the awareness. The awareness and the lack of insurance companies, the lack of empathy. That's the only competitor here, is cynicism and apathy. That's the defense. There's no other defense in a charity event. Don't worry about us. We're fine. Worry about these other people. Worry about where your wallet is right now. I mean, we'll see, right? Because anything that's being made right now won't come out until 2021, if it's lucky, if it gets to see. My dear partner Olivia was a week and a half into shooting her film, a film that she's been busting her ass on for the last 2 years. Writing, rewriting, casting, things, shifting, moving, and then had to shut down, boom, like that, for 2 weeks. And yes, it is backed by Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers is owned by AT&T, and that's some heavy duty dough, but it's a business, and they can't sustain something like that again. So it's that's happening all over the place, and in many different ways. I independent venues, theater, Broadway, the West End, Martin City Melodrama, like Uptown, like these places need to be around when we get through this, and we will get through it. If we're all mindful and listen to the doctors and listen to scientists, just get after it. So I don't know. The thing that I've been working on all throughout this and has dominated my focus, this television show for Apple TV Plus, has been me in a dark room editing, virtually, and then me in a brighter room, writing with in a Zoom, just like everybody, just like kids are going to school, just like I'm sure the CEOs of all the biggest companies in the world are having to do, and everybody's wearing their tie up here and then their sweats down here, but we're all going through it. There's no left, right, black, white, male, female, anything other than this thing's going to tear through us unless we do it. And I think good art will come from it. I am an eternal optimist. And I know for me, nothing that we have done has changed, but I do know that the alchemy and the magic of being in the same room as another person, that connectedness, especially amongst artists, is real. I've benefited from it my entire life. And so you just got to, be a pro about it. Just do the work. We evolve. We evolve. We shift and change and we move. We're the most amazing species on this planet. Regardless of our external vessel. You're allowed to go 2 in a row. This is one of those karaoke nights. Nobody's going to get mad. I did get to do that. I got to do that in 2010, I want to say, maybe 2009.
Flip the switch.
I got to flip the switch, and I've been, and more importantly, I was in that crowd as a kid. When it was called, what was the, it's now known as the, what's the hotel right there on the edge?
Intercontinental.
It was the Intercontinental now. Yeah, the Alameda Plaza back in the day. Yeah, I used to sit in those windows. Growing up, my folks were good friends with David Lawrence, the great radio voice, and he had this room, as people that are great at what they do and care about what they do eventually get one of the perks. And so I remember being my nose pressed against that window, eventually with a video camera that my mom got really mad that I didn't have the camera on the window when they flipped the switch, which is hilarious. Said, Jason, how'd you miss that? It's like, there it is. Like, we can see them. It's fine, But yeah, I mean, it's a process that's got to happen. That switch is going to get flipped. Everybody in Kansas City has the opportunity to light that switch this year. It doesn't just have to be one singular person or one child that the person getting to flip the switch or gets to choose. It's like it's all of us now. And when it goes on, it should feel as good, if not better, than it's ever felt any year, because it's a sign of hope. It always is. It's one of the coolest things about growing up here. It's absolutely iconic. And it makes just this beautiful city just that much more beautiful for several weeks. And so I'm glad they're doing it. Didn't have a doubt in my mind that they wouldn't figure out a way to get it done the same way. I didn't have a doubt in my mind that how Billy would get this done. So yeah, onward.
Which reminds me of that song. Do you know that there's this song? I don't know how old it is. I did not know about this growing up, but a few years ago, someone's like, Summer Breeze needs to play a Christmas show and do this, but it's a song. It's Christmas in Kansas City. The plaza lights are all on. Yeah, This is like a real thing. You guys know this song?
Who's saying it? Rick Astley?
I don't know. It sounds like. Thank you.
You're very
welcome.
Thank
you.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Who sings it?
Somebody, you need to figure that out.
Is it called Christmas in Kansas City?
I think it's called Christmas.
Oh, it's Bing Crosby? It's like Christmas in Killarney? It's Christmas in Kansas City, where all of the plaza lights are on.
Yeah.
Where all
it's
the
Christmas in Kansas City. Yeah. It's pretty dope.
All right, yeah.
We need to get that guy for Thundergong next year.
Yeah, I don't know
if
why
he's
you're
alive.
assuming it's a guy. I think that's
well,
sexist. There's female baritones. Don't be a jerk.
Share.
Come on, yeah. Well, I'm tough to get a hold of, so that's 40% of Billy's extra planning right there. And because I was busy, and dealing with this and, everything that this kind of thing brings, into our interior and exterior beings, that's 40% of the extra planning I know Billy had to do. And he's given me a good talking to about that. And I heard him loud and clear. I'll forget it by next year, but I know that's some of it. Bill, besides me, what else? He laughs knowingly.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing,
Producing a TV show.
Yeah, it's producing a TV show. My brilliant buddy John Kreikberg's here was like, hey, buddy, if you wanted to make TV shows when you were a kid, you would have done that. But instead, you played concerts and did improv with Jason, and that's what Thundergong typically is. And so this time around, we've had to make a TV show. So it's been a ton more planning, and more artists means more logistics and more people to talk to. But that has actually been, I enjoy that, But it's the volume, the communication volume, the amount of threads of conversation that I've had that's typically reserved that level of insanity for 2 to 4 weeks before Thundergong, and it's been a solid 2 months. It's just been a whole other thing. But
scary guy to have to pick you up at the airport because his phone's just buzzing, ding, ding. You're just like,
I put it down. I didn't look.
Eventually he did.
Yeah.
Eventually he did. But initially, like right before taking off, it's like, it's like woo.
It's crazy.
Jingle bells.
It's crazy. I'm really lucky that we have a good team, that the team has grown and shrunk and morphed and is solid as a rock. And fortunately, I mentioned John Kreikberg's and my brother Dustin Shirer. There's a lot of names, but those two guys in particular have been on our team since 2017, since Thundergong began, and they know how to make TV shows and live internet streaming fundraisers. And so you're looking at a guy who feels like the luckiest dude in the world right now. I feel that way every year at this time, and I feel I've never felt more lucky at this time than right now. And one of the big reasons, yes, my favorite band and all of these, dreams are coming true with these artists, but the fact that I have these people on my team that are so gifted and so brilliant and donate their time, the hours these people have been working to put this thing together. Misty moment number 1 of the day. It's actually not. We've cried about 5 times already this morning. But, I just am so lucky. So Team Thundergong is strong and mighty. And, look, man, the light finds its way through the cracks, right? And this has been a dark year. And I don't post about the darkness online because who needs to be reminded of that crap? I post about Van Halen and my kids and Jason doing the best work of his career on Ted Lasso, and he's just getting started, And Thundergong is a fundraiser for Steps of Faith Foundation, first and foremost. And Steps of Faith is providing light and hope and mobility to people. But also, like I said, I grew up playing concerts and comedy shows with my friends, and I just want to be a light. We just want to be a light. We want to entertain people, and we want to move people, and we want to remind people of the hope and the good in the world, and that collaboration is key. We are collaborators by nature, and that's what we love to do the most. And really, Thundergong is a community event that is now, because of the boundaries we've been given due to the pandemic and us taking it online, it is now a community for planet Earth, for all to view instead of just people in this beautiful theater in Kansas City. Take that one to the bank.
And then when you get there, take out some funds and give them to thundergong.org.
That's right. But check your safety deposit box because you don't know.
You might have forgotten.
Have you seen Casino?
Yeah. Yeah? Folks feel good?
What else, guys?
Awesome. Thank you.
Thundergong.org, 7 o'clock Saturday night. Please donate. Please watch. Bless y'all.